When the sun has set on a Friday night, bringing peace into your home, families will gather all around singing Shabbat Shalom. Everybody sing Shalom. Shalom. A gift from God to put a smile upon your face. He's got the whole world in his hands, so obey his commands and you will know peace. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Jewish home families. Wow, it's great to be here with you. I'm Ben Zion Kogen. Many of you know me since I serve as a cantor periodically for high holidays and occasional weekends. Today, I'm here for Erev Shabbat services. And as you know, I like to sing. As you know, I like to tell or read stories. And we're going to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that to usher in our Shabbat as nicely and smoothly as possible. First things first, I hope that everybody is staying cool and hydrating. That's really key during this time when the temperatures are well over 100 degrees here in our valley. We're going to sing a couple of welcoming songs for Shabbat, and we're going to hopefully we're going to get that Shabbat feeling very quickly. So here's the first one. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. How good and how pleasant it is for people to be together, especially on Shabbat. The next song of welcome is to welcome in the Shabbat angels. The Shabbat angels. You know, sometimes we have a hard time figuring out what our relationship is as Jews in the 21st century with angels that the rabbis envisioned, with angels that were portrayed in the Torah and in other Jewish texts. But Shalom Aleichem is our way of welcoming in the Shabbat angels who will help to make this a Shabbat of peace and a Shabbat of tranquility. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Boachem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Baruchuni leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzeichem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. We welcome, we say, hello, angels. We say, please enter in peace. We say, we are blessing you with peace, angels. And at the end of Shabbat, we say, Tzeichem l'shalom, go in peace, but make sure you come back next week. Go in peace, but make sure you come back next week. So part of welcoming in the Shabbat involves creating a fence or a divider between the week that we are just completing and the week to come. And Shabbat is just in that sandwich. So we light candles for Shabbat. Now I have candles here, which I'm not sure you can see. And my table is just a little bit smaller than I'd like it to be, but maybe, no, we're not going to get it there. So I'm going to light the candles, and you'll have to take my word for it. I'm going to light the candles and try and imagine, if you will, we are all lighting candles together, either in the privacy of our own homes, as we did growing up, or as a community here at the Jewish home. So I'm going to light the candles. Oops. Oh, come on. One. They are both lit. I think you can see them glowing in the camera. And we're going to take our hands and we're going to wave away the rest of the week and then bring our hands in close, really close, so that it's really just us and the candles. There's no outside disturbances. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. That's the second of our welcoming exercises for Shabbat. Move the candles over and let them burn down a little bit. And now we're going to recite the Kiddush. The Kiddush is our way of sanctifying Shabbat through the drinking of wine. Wine, in moderation, plays a major role for us as Jews. When we drink a glass of wine on a festive occasion, we say l'chaim, to life. When we drink wine for Kiddush, we have a blessing that enters us into Kiddusha, into the holiness of Shabbat, and it allows us to sanctify the day and then celebrate that sanctification with a sip or a glass of wine. Just to prove to you that I have wine, it's right here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh bereshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat. L'chaim. Now I'm going to suggest that on completion of the service this afternoon, you'll go to dinner and you'll make hamotzi on the very best challah in all of Los Angeles. I keep telling people that the Jewish home bakes the best challah in all of Los Angeles. And you all are lucky and privileged, actually, not lucky, you're privileged to have this challah every single week. So we're going to move a little bit past the hamotzi, and I'd like to read you a story. And it's a story that concerns one of our three patriarchs, the patriarch known as Jacob or Yaakov. Yaakov makes his brother Esav very angry. And Esav says, I want to kill my brother. Yaakov runs away from home, and both as he is in the initial stages of fleeing from his brother, and as he's returning home 20 plus years later, he has an encounter with angels. So you remember we talked about Malachei HaSharet and Shalom Aleichem. The same Malachei HaSharet, the same angels of God reappear or appear first and then reappear on both ends of Jacob's journey, both from home and back to home. So I'm going to put on my little readers and present the story. It's called Jacob and the Angels. This is a story that sounds like a Bible story, but it's not. It is a Midrash. It's not a Bible story. It goes beyond what you will find in the text of the Torah, and it is an attempt on the part of rabbis over the centuries to help us greater understand a possibly confusing story. Jacob grew up in the land of Canaan. Jacob was not yet called Yisrael. The land of Canaan was not yet called Eretz Yisrael. Jacob decided to leave Canaan when he was 17. He went on an adventure to find a wife. One night, he slept in a place named Bethel. Jacob used a rock as a pillow. He went to sleep on this rock and had a weird dream. It was a dream about a ladder. The ladder started at his head. It went all the way up to heaven. Angels were going up the ladder. Angels were coming down the ladder. Angels kept going up. Angels kept going down. Jacob wondered, what does this dream mean? He asked one of the angels, why are you going up the ladder? The angel answered, the land where you are now will become Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel. I am an angel for Eretz Yisrael. This land is different from all the other lands in the world. Now that you are leaving Eretz Yisrael, I must leave you. He asked another angel, why are you coming down the ladder? Angel said, I am an angel for the rest of the world. Now that you are leaving Eretz Yisrael, I will be the one who goes with you. You can go anywhere in the whole world. You will never be alone. I will be with you until you come back to Eretz Yisrael. In the morning, Jacob said, God was in this place, and I did not know it. Then Jacob went to the birthplace of his mother and father to find a wife. Jacob met his uncle Laban and married two women. Their names were Leah and Rachel. Jacob and his wives had 12 sons. They also had one daughter. He worked for Uncle Laban for many years, 20 in fact. At last, Jacob was ready to come home. He packed up the whole family, started back to Canaan. It was a long journey. When the family came to the edge of Canaan, first thing that Jacob saw was angels. Jacob said, these are the gates of heaven. Jacob knew that the angels for outside Eretz Yisrael were going up the ladder again. Jacob knew that the angels for Eretz Yisrael were coming down the ladder again. Jacob said, God is everywhere in the world, but in Eretz Yisrael, I am closer to God. So this story is a special story because it talks to us about the special nature of Eretz Yisrael, what we now know to be the state of Israel. It also tells us that this Eretz Yisrael, this land of Israel, is a place that is, in fact, different from any other place in the world. If I were to ask, if we were outside in the garden, and I were to ask, how many people have visited Israel? I'll bet the majority, if not a significant majority of people, have visited Israel. And then I would ask, how is the world different, if you can remember back that far, how is the world different before the creation of the state and after the creation of the state? Anytime I ask people that question, the answers are many and the responses are varied. So think about that as we move along in our service. Think about that. What would our world be like without a special place called Israel? And isn't it incredible that Jacob, our forefather, recognized that this place was as special as it was? We're going to move on in our service to the singing of the Shema and the Ve'ahavta. And the Shema is, as I like to say, it is the mantra of the Jewish people. 6 words tell every Jew what he needs to know. And there are some who say the rest is commentary. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 6 words affirming the oneness of God. Jews have made it through the centuries of their existence with that mantra. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. And the Shema is then followed immediately by the Ve'ahavta paragraph. And the Ve'ahavta paragraph charges us with the responsibility of loving God with everything that we've got, with all of our hearts, with all of our souls, and with everything that we have. And how do we show God that love? We show God that love by teaching God's words to our children and by following the mitzvot, the commandments of God. Now, we live in a society today where you tell somebody that you love them by bringing home flowers. You tell somebody that you love them by giving them a piece of jewelry for an important milestone anniversary. You tell somebody that you love them by taking them on a long, exotic trip. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And what we do to express that oneness and that unity and that love of God is by following God's mitzvot. Let's sing together, Shema and Ve'ahavta. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shochbecha u'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'isharecha. Every time we get together for a Shabbat or holiday service, we pay tribute to, in honor of those people who help and support us in our daily lives. And we take time to remember those who are no longer with us. The tribute to people is in the form of a mishaberach. And we ask, Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, U'yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim, who should, we ask for those who are in need of healing, those who are in need of transformative healing, and those who are in need of a blessing to help get them through the day. We ask God for this special blessing that goes to those people directly. We also take the opportunity to thank the heroes that work here at the Jewish home, because as many of you might know, as you drive into the Jewish home, there is a sign right outside the parking lot that says, heroes work here. And I believe that. I believe that heroes work at the Jewish home. So I include in my Mishaberach a blessing for all those who work in support roles, who work in healing roles, who work in comforting roles here at the Jewish home, who deserve a blessing and deserve a divine reward for what it is that they do. Those who are no longer with us are memorialized in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. And this could be parents, grandparents, God forbid, children or grandchildren, close friends who are simply no longer with us, but who we choose to remember with the Kaddish in each of our services together. The words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'olma divra chirutei, yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'byomechon u'b'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'lomei maya. Barach, Vishtabach, Vitba'ar, Vitramam, Vitnaseh, Vitadar, Vitaleh, Vitalal, Shmei Kudusha, Brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'oma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Now let's sing a closing song, which is Oseh Shalom Bimromav. We ask God to make peace for us and for all in the world. Oseh Shalom Bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Shabbat shalom to everybody. I hope your grape juice or wine or what you drink at dinner is sweet as you make another kiddush. And I really hope your challah tastes great. So thank you very much. It was great to be here with you. And again, Shabbat shalom.
When the sun has set on a Friday night, bringing peace into your home, families will gather all around singing Shabbat Shalom. Everybody sing Shalom.